You're listening to the About That Wallet podcast. We'll be right back after these messages.
Low credit score dragging you down? Score Boost by Smart Credit helps you maximize your score by showing you exactly how much you need to pay off and by which date to gain the most points. Pay less and gain the most points the fastest. And you can start just for $1. Click the link in the bio. Save thousands. Don't wait.
Even the best and the brightest this world has to offer have coaches and mentors. Build strong money-making behaviors by applying financial concepts and strategies with Anthony Weaver on the About That Wallet Show. It's time to get off the bench and get in the game. Now, here's your host, Anthony Weaver.
Meantime, stocks are rallying here on the back of the Fed's rate cut. Our next guest likes industrials and financials here. Fundstrat Global Advisors Head of Research and CNBC contributor Tom Lee joins us on the phone, sticking with his target of 5,200. Tom, I know you agree the cycle has started and there is a Fed put in place, but it doesn't sound like you're willing at this moment to add a lot more risk.
Good morning, Carl, and thanks for having me. You know, Carl, I've got, I think, two time frames. I think what Steve said about the recalibration is really important because I think investors also need to recalibrate. There are too many that were in the camp of a hard landing coming or the Fed would be too late. And this Fed cut cycle, I think, is setting the stage for markets to be really strong over the next 1 month or next 3 months. But what the stocks do between now and, let's say, the election day, I think is still a lot of uncertainty. And that's the reason why I'm a little hesitant for investors to dive in. But if I was going to advise where to be positioned, Carl, it's exactly what you said. It's cyclicals, which is industrials, financials, and small caps.
Right. With a preference for that over your traditional Mag 7 tech AI build-out trade?
I think tech and Mag 7 still keeps up with the market. And that's why if someone owns it and they have tax implications, I wouldn't sell it. But for all these folks that have been sitting on defensive positions or thinking the Fed cut was going to be too late and the market was equity markets were going to fall, I think those folks have to allocate into cyclical stocks, especially small caps, because they are not only sensitive to the cut in rates because of variable rate debt, but they're going to benefit from the cyclical boost to the economy as mortgages, the cost of mortgages drop, auto loans, credit cards, the lift to the consumer, potential M&A. All these are big tailwinds for small caps.
I guess then the risk to this, Tom, is that inflation comes back, right? If you're talking about this big cyclical recovery because of what the Fed's doing.
That's true. But I think one thing investors have to distinguish is that real growth, like GDP growth, doesn't mean inflation pressures, because inflation is, a mismatch of supply and demand. And I think there is a lot of excess supply potentially coming. For instance, housing could have a supply response. And if you look at the two biggest drivers for inflation for the past 8 quarters, it's been shelter and rent rolls and auto insurance. And auto insurance, I think these insurers have reached sufficiency, so you're not seeing the premium increases anymore. So unless the rest of the CPI basket accelerates, inflation is actually falling pretty sharply.
Hey, Tom, on the labor market, we're going to get two prints before the November meeting. Some of these doves are arguing that labor is going to force a faster pace of cuts because historically they argue the change in monetary policy doesn't get felt in the labor market for 4 quarters, and the peak impact is not for 8 quarters. I wonder if you agree.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people looking at the history of labor markets, especially as people know, as labor markets slow, it it has a cycle of its own. The one thing that I think we have to keep in the back of our minds is that CEOs have been cautious for the last 2.5 years because the Fed telegraphed a tightening cycle to fight inflation. So I think that the fact that rates and now we're in an easing cycle means that companies are going to actually start doing expansion. So I think the labor market and the Fed is mentally knocking down these monthly numbers. I think tailwinds are emerging for labor markets to actually strengthen.
Yeah. Well, claims would definitely back you up today at 219, even though some argue about seasonal distortions. Tom, look forward to talking in person soon. Tom Lee this morning.
Let's break down today's action with our first guest, fund strategist.
Thank you. Can you hear me now? Nia, I think my settings are set from last time when we were talking. I think you can hear me now. So this whole time it was muted in the beginning. Great. The small things, you know what I'm saying? It's really the small things. All right. So one of the things I was saying is like, it's really cool how Oprah is having all of these people showing up on her stream, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get this going. Have y'all been watching this too?
President.
Look at it.
And I'm ready to turn the page.
Like, how's she getting all this stuff in here? I'm just jealous of her live, me personally.
Kamala?
From a technical.
They were, and I didn't outdo anyone. That was probably the least fun of all the comments. But it was really, I mean, it was great though, because everybody was so energized. And I mean, I got to go to the.
All right, well, we're not here for them because we gotta get to what's already happening. That's a live show. Y'all can watch that live. But let's get to these mortgage rates right quick.
This is the moment that a lot of people have been waiting for. It's been years since the Fed has cut rates. What does this mean for people who are looking to buy a home?
Mortgage rates have already come down mightily over the last several months in particular, just in anticipation of the Fed beginning to cut interest rates. And that's the important thing. Mortgage rates tend to move in advance. They don't necessarily move in response. Mortgage rates that had peaked at 8% last year and were above 7% much of the first half of this year are now in the low 6s.
Greg, I think for a lot of people who hear this and they think, okay, great, but what does this really mean? Is now a good time to buy a home? What would you say?
It's not a real great time to buy a home from the standpoint of home prices are really, really high. The inventory of homes available for sale is still much smaller than normal, even if it's improved of late. So you don't have necessarily great selection. And although mortgage rates have come down, the financing costs are still high. That being said, home ownership is a long-term investment. So the benefits of home ownership really start to accrue for those that are in those homes for a long period of time, decades rather than just a few years.
And then, Greg, what advice would you have for people who are weighing the sort of decision-making of, okay, rates are coming down, but as rates come down, demand for homes may go up, which may push prices for homes up. I mean, there's that real sort of push-pull there.
I think for prospective home buyers, you have to control what you can control. You can't control mortgage rates. You can't control what happens to home prices. But if you put yourself in a position where you boost your earning power, maybe you get that certification, that additional training that enables that promotion, that puts you at a higher earnings level, all of a sudden home ownership might look much more tenable 12 or 24 months from now than it does today, regardless of what happens with home prices and mortgage rates.
This moment between Donald Trump and RFK Jr.
All right, so that's one of the things that I did want to bring up. So let's see, Nia, what you say? That's why I bought and will be refinancing. Yes, Yeah, you're right on target here, especially what's going on in the market. A lot of people are actually looking to refinance out of their high price interest rates. My interest rate on the property that I have is a 6.1%. I'm still waiting. If they do a further drop, then yes, it can obviously refinance to a lower rate. But a lot of people right now are excited, at least for the housing market. But what about the groceries, the things that we spend on day to day? That's one of the things I really want to kind of hone in on, because that is something that we have to do. Like, we have to eat. You know what I'm saying? So, ooh, oh, Nia, yeah, we gotta give you that. It's like, but the cool thing about it though is like nobody can time the market. Nobody knew what was going on. And the beautiful thing about having a property and an asset is that you can actually refinance it to a lower percentage rate, which is amazing that this opportunity is coming up for someone like you, or that has a lot of stuff, a high interest rate. And with people out there not finding a way to actually maintain their budget or their spending habits has really been an impact to, you know, the feds are actually seeing it now, and that everything is dropping the way it's supposed to. So, and they say, Nia, you continue to say, yes, I'd rather buy because home prices will rise as rates drop. That is great. As a great mindset, and keep it moving, because you never know what's going to happen, but we know for sure usually the home rates will continue to increase depending on the market. I would say depending, because not all housing markets work that way. I'm sure somebody can find like a 1% where a whole town, their whole prices had dropped. And that's one of the things that you have to kind of be mindful of too. Okay, so Lisa, you say my mortgages are about 3%. Ooh, okay, okay. We see with the okay, with the little 3%. That is amazing, because a lot of people weren't able to take advantage of those prices when it was that low. Now I was able to get a car during that time frame, and we got it around that 2 something percent. But so that's something that we can look into. Now, some of you guys, y'all enjoy the stocks, so I'm gonna share the stocks on behalf of some of you guys. So I haven't been following them like I used to. However, I'm only showing this because y'all like to see it. Okay. All right. So Nia, you say my investment property is at 3%, but I relocated last year. Do you still have the investment property though? Because that investment property could be still available. Are you renting it out so that you can still kind of reap those rewards? Just let the people know. And how are you able to do that? I think that's pretty cool. All right, so this is on CNN Business, looking at how the hot stocks for today. For those of you who like to watch this, is somewhat, to me, this is more like the horoscopes. If y'all like to read those, it's pretty cool. Let's see, Nia, you continue to say, yes, I still have at 3%, and yes, it's rented. That is amazing. Okay. We gotta give you a round of applause for that one, because you winning all the way around. I like that. I like that. All right. So you got Sierra. Welcome back, Sierra. Okay, let's see. If I can make 90K a year and find a partner to invest with me on a new building, I'll be able to pay off my loan with the newest cuts. Interesting. Now, there's a lot of things to factor in: location, location, location. Also, you got to look into, you know, are you planning on just all in to this property? Got to think about what are your day to day expenses are going to be. You also got to look into fixing up the property. If you're going to do a fixer upper, a brand new one, new construction, do you plan on, how long do you plan on keeping it? What is your exit strategy? How are you actually going to split up the bills with this partner? Are you truly going to have a 50-50% process? And when you mean partner to invest in, what are those stipulations are going to be? This is part of the business plan when you go into a property. These are the things you need to look into. You got to remember that the tax rates also go up every year. However, you can change that with the assessed value. So it might go up, but it might not be as high as it could be. So these are the things that I want you to think about as you go through your process when you start looking into the partner process. Nia, if you're free and yet your mic, if you want to come on, just say yes. I'll shoot you the link so you can come on up because I know this is your sweet spot. And I can actually just email it to you. But yeah, so Nia, what you say? Yes, she needs an exit plan / policy. Didn't even think about that. So the policy is something that is very important to look into. Is how are you guys going to have this written out? What is the statement or the memorandum of understanding or the MOU? And some people might call it a yes, the MOU would do it. So a memorandum of understanding on both parties that you both signed to say like, hey, this is what's going to happen in case that person passes away, if they get injured, say if they all of a sudden got a windfall, they allowed to buy you out? Or say if you got a windfall, are you allowed to buy them out of that property? What are those percentages going to look like? What is the split if you guys decide to sell? Who decides that you guys get to sell that property? And let's think of some other things. Okay. So now you say you can't work today. I mean, you can't talk today, but thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciate it. But Zara, I don't want to rain on the parade. I just want you to kind of think about the ins and outs of what you're getting into. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I kind of wish somebody had told me about this before I got the property that I have in DC. So, really had to sit down and really start thinking about it. And also calculate if you plan on being a rental. What does your rents look like over there? So we need to start thinking about how is that going to impact the contract as well. All right. So sorry to dig all in there. Just really want to provide you some guidance. But obviously you want to talk to either a tax professional just to make sure that things are okay from a tax perspective. You might even want to talk to other realtors that are in the area so that you can kind of get an understanding. But however, when you open up that conversation, they might think that you're trying to buy immediately. Just kind of tell them no, that you're still looking. And hopefully that will be helpful to get you some information that you need to make a well-informed purchase, if that makes sense. Okay. I think I got time for small. Do I have any small commercial breaks? No. I need to make some more commercial breaks, you guys. I don't know. I was there. I'm gonna do a small commercial break by playing a video from another episode I already did. So if you guys haven't already, please go ahead on and sign up to my newsletter, which you can get that at aboutthatwallet.com/newsletter. I just dropped the September newsletter. So I'm planning on trying to get those out. I'll say within the first 2 weeks of the month, because it's a lot to write and a lot of research that I put into these. So, you know what? All right, you know what time it is. Nia, I totally forgot about those. Let's go. Let's go. It's been a while. All right, you guys. Nia already pulled it out, so you guys got to get ready for this. Let's go. Whoops. Whoops. I cannot get my stuff together today. It's great. All right, everybody. What are you guys drinking out there today? Because this is what I got. And obviously, this is the green drink. I'm trying to get a little healthy. So let me know what you guys drinking. Thank you, Nia. Cheers, everybody. All right. Thank you all for that one. Nia, that is a great motivator to get me going. So let me go ahead on and share these stocks that's going on. All right. Let's get back to the money. Honey. So these hot stocks. Let me see if I can zoom in on here so y'all can see. My hands are a little wet. Get some background tunes. If I can find something that's good. Huh. The same music. Interesting. I need to clean up. All right. Love the new skin. Oh, thank you. I was trying this one out mostly because I wanted to display the video, but also show my face so that, can kind of do both without overpowering the whole screen. So, let's see. Top stocks for today is NVIDIA. NVIDIA price is at $117.87, a change of 4.5 or 3.97%. We got Tesla coming in at $243.92, a change of 7.36%. We also have INTC, which is the Intel Corp, coming in at $21.14 with an increase of 1.78%. Neo, I didn't know Neo was still available. Lisa, if you're still there, are you tracking Neo? Because I thought Neo stopped for a while, but Neo is hanging around at $5.40. Is up 7.57%. I mean, I thought Neo was gone. Just going to skip a couple here. So we got Apple. Apple is coming in at $28.87, up 3.71%. And I believe Nia, let's say the newsletter was right from this. Oh, thank you for enjoying the newsletter. I've been trying to put more effort into those. Thank you. And we also have Think PLTR. This one has been around for quite a while. I know a couple of people are really excited about them. And they coming in at $36.83 at coming in at 1.24%. And that is your news for today. Let me see if I got my news section. Ha! There we go. That's the breaking news one. Whoops. I don't have my tech news on. That was back when I actually pulled my hair out. It's a little kept now. So Oh man, I love these. So we got that. What else I do want to talk about? Okay, so we now talking up to the third segment of the show, which I do want to make sure that everybody have access to. I use ChatGPT for this one because I kind of cheated. So I'm letting you guys know because I don't need to hold anything back, but I wanted to share with you all because they really know you gotta love ChatGPT and some of these AI tools. So I don't like to gatekeep or cheat, but this is mostly for the audio folks who are listening. I asked ChatGPT to kind of come up with a couple slide decks to talk about spending habits and so forth. So I could have easily just copied and pasted this over, but it's okay. All right, so my mom is drinking Stella Artois. I don't even know how Artois. Is that like French? Stella Artois. Well, that's Italian. Stella Artois. Can't even do that. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But anyway, so I do want to go through just to kind of make sure everybody is good. Imagine these are slides, okay? These are my slides. Just imagine. Okay. So the objective. The intro. All right. So the objective of all of this is to kind of help you make smart decisions by adjusting. Let's see if I can enlarge my own screen. All right. And also provide, y'all can read this. But the reason why it matters is that prices of goods and services are increasing, which we all know. We all been to the store. I bought, let's see, 3 boxes of cereal, some oat milk, and I bought obviously my naked drink because I was feeling naked. And I bought some cookies. Actually, I have them right here. I bought some of these cookies, right? I'm not going to say the brand name because they're not paying me for it. And that came up. Oh, and also some frozen fries, a bag of fries, nothing fancy. And that came up to like $30. And I can't believe it. That's ridiculous. So, we are feeling the pinch. And that's one of the things that we need to start thinking about when it comes to going to the market and also changing our spending habits. Now, when it comes to me, I love eating cereal. So my eating habits now have changed a little bit slightly so that I'm working on eating less at work, trying to bring my food and start packaging my food so that I can actually save a couple dollars there. Try not to order out as much so that we can do some adjustments in my budget. And which brings us to slide 3. So we're talking about, the budget adjustments. We need to make sure that we have a financial plan that allocates the future of our expenses. We all going through it. We all feeling it. So put in the chat right now, what are you doing to actually change the future of your income towards your expenses? What are you spending less on? What are you spending? What are you focusing your attention on? Are you focusing on quality of your products, quality of the food that you buy? Or are you focusing on, what, I just need this right now because I ain't worrying about quality. I need this. But I could tell you right now, I've been focusing on, yes, I like cereal. Yes, I get the milk that I need. And as you notice, I haven't been drinking a lot of alcohol on the show lately because that stuff is expensive. And I got bills to pay. I don't know about you. But and plus with all this equipment and all the tools, and if Nia's still here, we actually planning on talking about from a podcast perspective or content creator perspective, we got to look into what are the things that are costing us the most money and how can we get more value add out of the products that we already have. These are the things that we need to look into. So for me, I could tell you this. because of the sales and stuff like that, people aren't purchasing, and I have a lot of things out there, and I need to work on this, which is advertising and selling products. And for those of you who are showing up and sharing, thank you, because it actually helps me grow as a show to get in front of more eyes and allow me to become a speaker at different engagements, that those engagement can possibly pay me for speaking at their uh, to speak at their shows and so forth. And because I'm able to speak at those shows, it provides me more exposure so that I can become either an ambassador for different products and so forth. So this is a trickle effect, all because you took time out to give me a thumbs up on this video or share that you got value out of my content or from the email newsletter or even some of the interactions that I post up on Instagram and also YouTube as well. So I do want to thank you all for helping me out with that. But because it's not something that I can live off of, it causing me to adjust and reassess what are the things that I can continue to add value to you all, but being able to cut back on the things that I'm currently spending on and wasting money. Not really wasting, but I would say using it in a way that's not impacting the motion and the forward motion of the business. So, and then it comes to why adjusting is important. Because adjusting is very important because you want to make sure that you're not overspending. You're keeping enough money in your income so that you can continue to do the things that you want to do when you retire, when you get older, when you get sick, or even when you pass away. So you need to either look into how are you still able to pay for your life insurance, or are you going to cut back on your life insurance? Have you contacted the people that are running your life insurance, from a term life insurance and the whole life, or what they call it? Let's say whole life. There's so many different policies that I will be releasing that episode out in 2 weeks, but there's already an episode I have out with Aquania Escine, if I said her last name right. But one of the things that we have to look into is how are we able to make sure that we still paying the things that are essential to us and also adjust what is important. We need to sit down and reassess. I think the fall is a perfect time to think about that, especially if you have kids, you got activities to go to, you have events, they get hurt. You need to find ways to do that. Which brings up to common areas on where prices are rising. You know, we already talked about the groceries. I just told you about that. The gasoline. I have to say they're doing pretty well with the gasoline. It's been slowly dropping. I think gasoline when I got it today was about $2.99. I'm not sure about where you guys at. How much is gas where you guys at for regular? We ain't gonna talk about that premium. That premium gas be getting you. Think about your household utilities. How much are you really paying for those a month? Are you actually keeping the lights on? Like I got 3 lights on right now just to kind of give you this beautiful glow that's on my face that you can see. But after that, like once this is over with, I'm shutting off all these lights, keeping my one little light on so that I can drop this episode, get it ready for production to get pushed out to all the different social media platforms. You got to think about your healthcare. Open season. If you guys do not know this, write this down, put this on your calendar. Start in November. Open season comes up for your healthcare. Review your healthcare. Look at what you're currently spending and make the adjustments. If you do not make the adjustments, they will either keep you on the same plan and jack you up. You do not want to fall behind on those. Look into the different things as far as your entertainment. Hulu is going up to $18.19. Netflix is going up as well. All of these different subscription platforms are going up. dining out experience. I posted on Instagram about with me having a salmon. That thing was like 30 some dollars. I did have a side of fries, but it was a big salmon. But did I really needed it? Could I just did okay with a baked potato? For only $5? Who knows? Or maybe I should have just ate in. But also, we do want to support the small businesses. So how do you adjust for that? Think about how the impact to your budget is going to happen as you continue to spend the way you are. So look at those subscriptions that you have. Do you have any Amazon subscriptions that are coming out every 3 months, every month for laundry detergent, for your eating, for your snacks, and so forth? Deodorant, soap, you got your household stuff. If you have those, it's okay. But I'm just saying it's about time to go ahead on and start looking into how can you adjust what you currently have. And this is where we come into identify the mystery versus actual expenses. So as a mystery, which is mystery expenses are the unplanned, often unnecessary costs that sneak up into your budget. Then you also have actual expenses, are the necessary predictable costs like rent, utilities, and groceries. Now, give me an example of a mystery expense. If you guys have any. Okay. So, mom, you say, I'm not going to Starbucks every day, saving $5 a day. I purchase a bag of coffee and reusable K cups. That is amazing. That right there is an amazing way to actually adjust for your costs of spending. Now, I'm not sure if you're saving it, more so you're realigning it to other things because you might, if you're saving it, are you putting it inside your savings account or are you putting in like a high yield savings account? Like, are you truly saving it or are you realigning that $5 to something else? Or are you taking, instead of spending the $5, you might save $3 because the $2 can go towards the coffee bag on a daily basis. I think that's one way you can look into adjusting from the $5 perspective. And I think that's a smart way of doing it. Start small until it becomes comfortable. Sometimes some people will say you're not saving enough if it doesn't hurt when you're saving, meaning you get in a zero balance out of every time you get a paycheck, you want a zero balance in your checking, which means that all of your dollars have a name and they go into different places. But remember, don't forget about those mystery expenses. Now, some of these things cannot be predicted. Say if you have an emergency, that's the reason why emergency fund exists. It's for those mystery expenses. Now, I want you guys to take a screenshot of this if you can. This is the mystery versus actual expenses. This is a 2x4 table talking about your category. So you got your groceries, your gasoline, entertainment, and dining out. Your mystery expenses for groceries is something like buying snacks or specialty items. So how many of you actually went to the store and you were only in there for a bar of soap and you walk out with, you got your donuts, you got your Utz potato chips, and you're like, oh yeah, I do want this frozen pizza. Like, these are the things that are considered mystery expenses. And then we look at for your groceries, for your actual expenses, you're looking like your weekly essentials. And the adjustments that you can do is like meal planning or buying bulk. So if you go to Costco, get something a little different to try it out. Now with gasoline, you taking those extra trips. You know what I'm saying? So you already planned out your gas. Like, okay, I know that I'm only going to go from home to work. And then maybe I'll have enough to go out for a trip or something like that in between. Or somebody say like, hey, can you come on up after work or we can go to happy hour, which is the opposite way of going home. Those extra trips that they're talking about for gasoline. and the actual expense, obviously, the work commute. Now, the adjustments is kind of extreme. You can do the carpooling or plan errands together. Eh, I'm not a fan of carpooling unless, like, say, if we go to happy hour and somebody else is driving, I was like, hey, can I ride with you? They go to happy hour, driving back to my car. Then I go out about my way. I don't have to spend the extra money for those extra trips. Now, entertainment, unplanned outings. Mm. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes them happy hours just be springing up around lunchtime. People like, you know what? Yeah, I can go out for a little bit. I need a break from all of this. I need to do something. I need to do something outside of this. Let's see. So mom says a lot of restaurants has specials during the week. That is true. So some of them will have like, hey, we got fish Fridays, or we have on Mondays we do red snapper or something like that. So you can check those out if you still want to entertain yourself, but also maintain that budget. But remember, is this a mystery expense or this is an actual expense? If you have this in your budget to say, hey, I want to take advantage of at least one, restaurant specialty during the week, that is something that you can actually plan for. Long as it's planned, it's a lot easier to manage than it's not planned. And that's where it eats up majority of your income. And the majority of your expenses usually go to those mystery expenses. Look at your credit card statements for the past month, and really, I want you to highlight. You can digitally highlight it or print it out and highlight, like, hey, is this a mystery expense or an actual expense? And I think this will be a great way to kind of see what is your monthly spending allotment should be versus what you think it is. So dining out last minute meals, meaning, you know, like I said today earlier, I didn't bring anything to eat. So I actually had to go to the food truck and get something to eat versus my planned meals. I just forgot. I was leaving early, leaving work and totally forgot about it. And obviously the adjustment, yeah, I could cook at home, but the meal prepping and everything like that, that is the one way of doing it. Okay. Nia, you say the app is good. Oh, the app good to go is great. Okay. It's good to go is great too. Hopefully I read that right. But either way, just having an app an app when you go. Okay. I got you. So yeah, so if you have an app when you go, so you actually do like I forgot what was it, Rakuten or whatever, and you go to the store and you purchase something, I think that would be a great way to test out or actually save a few dollars while you're out there. You can use the coupons, you can use the app, um, or something like that. And I think that would be great to have. Okay, yes, I'm putting more in my savings. It's true. Okay. Yes, the app that you can buy from the restaurants to lower their price. That is so cool. I didn't even know that some of these, I know some restaurants have apps like fast food restaurants, but I'm not sure if you go beyond the fast food restaurants that has the app. I'm actually thinking of like right now, I know McDonald's has a nice app where they get points every time you actually utilize their or patronize their store. Okay. So we talked about, some of the actual expenses, the mystery expenses, and how you can adjust. Now we're going to look into how to adjust for your budget. The number one thing is track your expenses. So as I said before, go ahead on and print out or even look at just download your last month expenses and actually just kind of see where you at. You need to take a baseline. Remember, you need to get that raw data, get that feedback on what's going on. Secondly, you want to separate the mystery from the actual expenses. Again, highlight in different colors. I would say use 2 different highlighted colors. If you have them, I would say maybe yellow for a mystery expense, green is for a planned expense because that means that's something you actually planned for. And the yellow will be like, okay, from afar, I can see where I really messed up. Or if you got that pink color or whatever color, just to show the difference of what it is. Now you get to set the new budget allocations. Now that you see what last month is, let's start moving into the new month or the new way of focusing. Maybe, continue out this month okay. But remember, come October, October 1, want you to go ahead on and start thinking about that. How are you going to adjust for your expenses? Are you going to increase your savings? Are you going to reduce on luxury spending? Are you going to be very mindful? Are you going to be very understanding? Are you going to be very kind? Are you going to be very demure? Whatever, however you say it. It's really cool. With your expenses, are you going to be the one that is going to be the winner? Well, you are the hero of your story, so you need to make sure that you go through this. Every hero has a downfall, and every hero has a guide that kind of guide them along the path to get them to that next rung, to help them unlock something new in them. Let me be that guide to help you understand where you need to be. Not where you need to be, but help you along your journey to get your allocations of your finances together. And Nia continues to say it is to prevent waste. So they don't throw as much food away at the end of the day. That is a good way looking at it too. Because you actually have those lower prices that you can get what you need and get more what you want. And a lot of people actually take advantage of the restaurants who actually give out those family meals for like $35 and they meal prep with that. So that is another way. It's another life hack that you can actually do. That's something to think about. So, and then reevaluate regularly. So imagine that you're home one day and you look up, you're like, I've been doing really good this month. And you got on your top hat, no clothes on, maybe some socks, and just reading a book. And you just realize, like, I have some extra money in my account. My savings account looking good. My retirement accounts are taken care of. I still got food in the fridge. I'm not hungry. Roof over your head. All the bills paid on time. Your credit score went up by 60%. Just imagine. You can do this. All you have to do is reevaluate regularly. So when a lot of people say like, oh, you fell off your horse, it's okay. You can get back up on the horse. But it's a small percentage that do that. A very small percentage of people just get back up. It's easy just to lay down. It's easy just to sit there and just let the weight of the world fall on you. It's so easy to give up. But I'm here to say that you have what it takes to get up. You have what it takes to continue to ride on to the sunset, on to where you need to be and where you want to be. So my call to action for you all is to take a deep dive in your current budget and separate your mystery versus actual expenses. Make adjustments in at least 2 categories on where your spending could be reduced. And those categories, remember we were talking about let me scroll up. The categories is groceries, gasoline, entertainment, and dining out. So I want you to at least make 2 changes. And the final thought, which is the financial health requires flexibility and consistent adjustment. Stay proactive in managing your budget to overcome rising costs. I cannot say this enough. You need to constantly keep adjusting, keep encouraging everything. God dang it, Jamal, are you still around? Say yes if you're around before you just kind of put the drink there and then go and run away, because that's not cool. Oh yeah, Silver Diner does have an app to do that, and that is really cool because they do have like specialty days and everything like that. Oh, buddy, here we go. Every time somebody got to put the drink session in there, y'all know what it is. So I'm not even sure. I still got some more of this naked drink. What are you guys drinking out there? I know some people just started, and thank you, Jamal, for getting this party going again. Just random. I can't believe this. All right, I'm drinking naked. Well, we in there though. All right, back to this. All right. That's enough. All right. Thank you, Jamal, for that, for the drink. But what are you drinking anyway? So, all right. So we got the final thoughts here. All right. And then obviously, Tequila Thursdays. Ooh. Make you just want to scream tequila. Tequila. That's the best that I got. Cheers, sir. Cheers. All right. So the closing side, obviously, do you guys have any questions? What do you guys think about it? Was it good? Would you guys want me to do more slides like this in the future? Just let me know your thoughts. I think this is my first time actually doing it this way. I actually like it this way because I don't have to create actual slides like I did before. Just trying out new things. Let me know what you guys think. And also, do you have any other questions or any other thoughts that we can actually start changing our spending habits? I got like 3 minutes left before I got to shut off the lights. Got to save some money. And I know there's a little delay, so I'm going to play a little bit of music in the background so that you all can get. All right. So also, I think coming up next month, I am going to be doing. Oh, actually, speaking of which, if you guys haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new watching this, I am going to display my channel. The reason why I say check out my channel is because I have a live event on October 3rd that I think you guys would really enjoy. And give a thumbs up already if you haven't. We're talking about the signs you're dating wrong. And we're talking about using apps. So like how people using apps to find a date, how people are using apps to find love or just to hang out or do dirty things. So I think this will be a great opportunity. I'm having an awesome panel of people coming on. I think I got about at least 4 people signed up. I'm gonna try to get some more people on to be part of this. And for those of you who are being part of this, I will be sending out emails, I think this Saturday, so that we can make sure everybody's in there. But if there's anything about dating and money that y'all want to talk about, go ahead on and leave a comment over on this particular episode. I think this is going to be a fun episode. I'm gonna try to pull out some actual new commercials, so look out for me trying out some new things on my lives. I'm gonna be going live randomly just to test out a few things, so y'all gotta be there for that. And I'm getting some new audio for the background, get all this in there. I think it's going to be cool. Let's see. Money tip. Special sale at Sam's Club for baby oil. Oh man, yeah, the Sam's Club dudes got that baby oil on sale, don't they? Oh man, we know who else is gonna be there. They gonna get it. So with that that lubrication, 1,000 bottles. I mean, I still got a bottle of baby oil gel, and I haven't used that quite some time. Yeah, that baby oil gel be getting you. I'm not sure if you guys ever use it. And then far as because we're talking about dating, if you guys haven't already saw the latest episode of my show that I recently posted today, I put a little Easter in there, but
And I really think it was
are here this long. I'm gonna go ahead on and play the my bloopers. I had a lot of fun with this episode, editing it and everything like that. So I'm gonna give you guys here's a little bit of bloopers from last episode. And her name is Aja McConaughey. How you doing today? Did I butcher it?
Aja McClanahan.
All right, let me do it again.
I think you said something about my I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll try to yell into this mic. Oh, yeah, no welcome. No welcome. No problem. I got so many edits I got to do. All right. Well, thank you, Aja, for so much. Did I say Aja or Asia? I did say it right?
Say it again?
Oh, is it Aja, right?
Yes. You did, yeah. I thought you were trying to pronounce my last name. Go ahead. You can do it again. I'll be quiet.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So that was that. I had a lot of fun on that episode, but she talked about going through divorce, shipping herself along with the kids to a whole nother country, dealing with dating scene in that country, becoming, finding herself again through the midst of divorce. Through the midst of divorce, it's just something that is very powerful, and I think that'll be a great way to really end this show to let you all know, like, hey, just go down and check it out. I greatly appreciate you all. Y'all be safe out there. And again, if y'all have any questions or anything like that, make sure y'all sign up for my newsletter. Just reply to the newsletter, or you can actually go to aboutthatwallet.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and take a look at the button that says leave a voicemail. And I can share with you all right quick so y'all can see. Y'all know I like the show one too. All right. So if you're on my website, trust me, I put a lot of work into this. Obviously it needs more work, but we'll get there. And scroll all the way down. Obviously that's us live right now. These are my reviews, shows that I've been featured on. Actually, I've been speaking at these events. So I spoke at all 3 of these events. And then obviously my merch. But right here, you can actually leave me a voice message to say anything. I would say like, hey, I love the show. Need some more drinks time on the show. Can you have me on the show? Or you just kind of say whatever. I would like to hear from you all. You don't need to do anything additional. Just click recording and it will just ask you, hey, enable mic and so forth if you don't have your mic enabled, and just leave something. And as soon as you leave it, I'll get a message notification and I'll play it live. Or if it's a private one, I won't say it, play it live, but I will filter these. And I believe if I can I'll choose a random person and I'll give you guys, whoever it is, I will give you a mug from my shop. So the first person that will leave me a voicemail message, I'll give you a mug. If you don't even want a mug, that's fine. Just let me know. And I'll send it to you, or just say a thank you or something like that. But either way, y'all be safe. And I am out of here because it's 9 o'clock and I got to turn these lights out. Save some money. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. Yeah. Peace.